What's up, guys? Welcome back to another kind of funny live reaction. This time we are reacting to the second Avengers War Table stream that we're doing. I'm Tim Gettys, joined by Greg Miller.
Let's go. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Andy Cortez.
I'm excited.
Blessing Adeoye
You copied
Jr.
me.
Yo, I got my my Avengers in disguise outfits, the hat and the bomber jacket.
Ah,
you
you
can't
did it.
tell who I am. I'm a civilian.
Yeah.
Big
That was
Roman
really good.
Reigns fan, too.
Yeah, woof
Yeah.
woof.
I've never seen a Roman Reigns match.
That he didn't like.
Not what I.
You got him, Andy. You got him.
Anyways, we're a minute away from this. They're talking about this kind of being the post-launch plan, which is
Also
you
talking
know,
about the beta, right? Because the beta's coming
And the
up,
beta, which
a
I-
week from tomorrow.
that's exciting,
no.
and I guess lumping in the post-launch stuff makes sense there. It is weird always getting post-launch stuff before the game even comes out,
But hey, man, this is that thing. Constant stream of content. Come on. Invest your money. You're on the ride with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's how people dupe you when they say, we're not building this for you. We're building this with you. You know what I mean? It's how they get them in. The kids, they walk in like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. And then they pull the stick out from under them and the box falls. You got a trapped raccoon. What are you going to do with this raccoon? We're going to dye it blue.
Whoa.
Blue raccoons, wow. So we know Ant-Man is post-launch. Like we've seen that in, or at least we assume based on the first trailer we saw, where we saw the Ant-Man in the trailer.
I thought he was in the game.
Is he?
I assume if you showed him early before you're talking about post-launch, he's a product of the game. Yeah, because isn't...
I
never
thought it was
showed
just the
gameplay of it,
Avengers and
though.
Miss Marvel. But
Well, I don't
We'll
think...
find
Okay,
out.
Y'all
They'll
breaking
explain
news
it to
me
me.
right now.
turn it up. All right, that's me, actually, not you. Sorry, turn it up. I'm turning it up on inside
I
Discord.
appreciate these people like understanding the 4K thing and being like, guys, it will be
Listen,
4K.
Shut up and watch it later. You're watching a stream now, you idiot. Get that raccoon out of here.
Blue raccoon.
Here we go.
Who dyed him blue?
Greg Miller.
Previously on, this is exciting.
And their audio mixing not great.
Yeah, it sounds doubled up just a bit.
And way too low.
And you just watched Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics Avengers War Table stream.
We actually got a lot of gameplay. We got a lot more information than anyone was ever expecting.
MODOK was announced as the villain.
Aim help you.
What?
That's 100% MODOK! Oh, it's MODOK!
But I also like that they're taking it a step beyond the MCU movies, where it's like, hey, here's MODOK. Here's
How does
Aang.
Tim get
That's
the fucking
exciting to me.
quote?
We're not just I get the quote, you motherfuckers.
Each mission is going to be based on that certain Avenger.
There is a lot to this game. Customization, skills.
The many customization options, play how you want to with each character.
I like the idea of Black Widow will handle differently than someone else's Black Widow.
You need a robust customization system, and I do think that is what this game is going for.
I'm in. Like, this looks awesome. I want to play this. I want to get into this.
The thing that seemed the coolest
Get fucked, Andy.
Fuck you, Andy. You piece of garbage. I hope they quote this out next time in the next word. Andy fucking sucks.
Online co-op, it's going down.
What speaks to me is the amount of
Damn, look at us.
the amount of like references and hidden things, costumes.
There's too much. I can't.
It's gonna cut it somehow. Blessing's gonna have a quote. Like, he wasn't even there.
Gary Wood on an iPhone just talking.
Welcome to the July Marvel's Avengers War Table. First off, a huge thank you to everyone who joined our first Marvel's Avengers War Table last month. And extra thanks as well for telling us what you like and what you
Rip
want to
middle
see
guy,
in
you know what I
future
mean?
shows. We are reading your posts and comments, so please keep them coming. Since then, what we've heard from you most, other than where's Hawkeye, is when's the beta? We'll start with breaking down
Always a
everything
good
you need to
question.
know about the beta.
Where is Hawkeye?
Then, we'll share a glimpse at how our game will expand after launch, starting with our first post-launch hero. And we'll have a few surprises along the way.
I love surprises.
This is beta.
Do you know that like people like Lucy James, British people, call it a pita? Pita.
Pizza.
Pita.
I don't know if you're lying or not.
No, that's how they say it.
Wait,
Really?
wait. What's a pita?
Pita.
I mean, they don't say it like that.
Yeah.
But it is like
the pita.
Vita. Like it's a B instead of a bay.
I'm glad our ancestors got out of there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, wasn't my ancestors, but
They say like Zed, Beta.
Oh,
Crazy.
Zed, get out
man.
of here.
the worst.
The worst.
The beta opens with the entire Golden Gate Bridge demo, dropping players into the middle of the chain of events that led to the A-Day disaster.
I played that
This
guy.
is 25 minutes of gameplay and a great introduction to how each hero plays and how combat and traversal work. We built the Golden Gate Bridge sequence to be this roller coaster ride of an experience, with huge set pieces, tons of combat and traversal, and a Taskmaster boss battle. It's also a chance to try out many of each of the heroes' special combos, heroics, and specific moves. From there, the beta starts to open up just like the full game does, giving you new single-player hero missions and eventually single-player or co-op war zones to discover.
It seems like a pretty substantial amount of content for
As Kamala and Hulk,
beta.
you'll travel to the dense forests of the American
Beta.
Pacific Northwest on the
Beta.
trail of the Olympia Archive, the last known location of Jarvis. This is another example of a hero mission showcasing Hulk's destructive capabilities. Later, you'll take the Quinjet to a remote war zone in the frozen Russian tundra called Missing Links to uncover shield secrets hidden deep underground. We chose these missions for the beta because they feature a diverse mix of locales, from wide open spaces for you to bound through and explore, to underground aim complexes bristling with high-tech security at some, let's just say, smashable interiors.
That's cool.
You can expect heavy resistance whichever beta missions you play, including a showdown with Abomination.
What you got there, Cricket?
You should test everything that you've learned so far. It was really important for us to create a beta with a variety of experiences that show off the epic scale of the game. So these missions give you a look into the world of our story
That's
and
how you know
our
he's a high-level
characters,
dude.
which sees a young Kamala Khan stepping up against AIM to reassemble Earth's mightiest heroes when the world needs them the most.
Looking sharp, guys.
Okay.
Combined, the Golden Gate Bridge sequence and these hero
that's
story missions make for an already good-sized beta. But because Marvel's Avengers is all about the team, we knew that we needed to give you even more than that. Once you complete the single-player story content, you'll have 4 different heroes to choose from to play in some great war zones and harm rooms that we've handpicked for the beta. They are Iron Man,
How about that?
Kamala Khan, Black Widow, and Hulk.
Yeah.
And that means you don't have to pick just one. You can play them all. As you progress through the beta, you are given access to the Helicarrier, Jarvis, and the War Table, where you can play 4-player co-op in 3 different types of missions: harm rooms, war zones, and drop zones. Let's start with harm rooms.
I was
Our
like, good, please
holographic augmented
describe
reality
these.
machine rooms, or harm rooms for short, are virtual training simulators where heroes can take on waves of increasingly difficult enemies either solo, with a team of companion AI, or with up to 4 live players.
That's awesome.
Oh, look
You
at
begin
blue.
in the harm
Iron
room
Man.
training mission, which runs you through the
Into that.
paces of learning to control a hero. From there, you unlock 3 harm challenge rooms to test your teamwork. Bring your best hero build to see if you have what it takes to complete all 3. Harm challenge rooms are a great place to hone your combat skills both individually and as a team. While anyone can play the game, you'll need to focus and work together to make it into the most elite spaces. How many can you and your team complete? You can track your progress, and once you finish, you earn a nameplate that carries over to the full retail version of the game, showing that you not only played in the beta, you excel. Once you reach this point in the beta and have an operational war table, you can also go online and tackle a series of war zone and drop zone missions. We talked a lot about co-op and war zones in the first Marvel's Avengers war table. But to recap, war zones are missions you can play with up to 4 heroes you've unlocked as companion AI, with 3 other players, or a mix of both. There are 5 beta war zones to play and a wide variety of AIM enemies to take down, including a range of human and robotic foes.
Are you guys
The
surprised
first
at how
thing
much
you notice is how
is
each
in this?
hero's traversal is
it's a
true
lot.
to the hero. Flyers like Iron Man approach
Honestly,
from the air with Hulk
the
picking
best
up
thing they
momentum
could
as he
do.
bounds forward.
In a game where people are like, I want to play this, but I don't know if
Kamala
it's good or
and
yet.
Black
If
Widow
they're
may
this
be on
confident
foot,
in
but they
giving
both
this
have
much
unique
content,
traversal abilities to grapple and
and it's
swim,
good, you know what I mean?
throwing
Like, if it
themselves
sucks,
in
they're
the
gonna be in
air
trouble.
And even changing
Yeah.
together
I mean, but that's the
increase
big thing. I
speed
think that's the
and cover
place where
greater
so many of these
distances.
games suffer is that there's just a
You'll
lack
always
of
have the
content.
objective in
Yeah.
your upper left
And like the harm rooms
That's just
alone
telling you half the
seem very
information.
substantial to how much they're adding into the game,
to see
let
everything
alone the
that's
Warzone
available to
stuff.
do in a mission. For
Yeah, I
instance,
fucking can't wait.
that
And like
right
all this
there
looks
is
somewhat
what we
fun.
call
Like all this looks
POI,
like
point
something
of
I'm excited about.
interest. This POI is a bunker. Bunkers usually have small environmental puzzles that unlock a door once they're solved, and there are usually goodies inside like gear, resources, and also collectible comics.
Hey.
The Neversoft
Missions
game.
on the war table can take as short as 10 minutes and as long as 2 hours. Drop zones are among the smaller, more focused versions of war zones, and they almost always have a single
like seeing
objective.
Kamala
The
Khan's,
beta
like,
drop zones
actual
are designed to
suit
let
upgrade.
you and your team drop in for a single hit-and-run encounter, and in the full game, they're great for earning gear or leveling heroes. Whether you play with friends or with your companion AI team, you get in, you get out, and you're done.
Nice work.
We built
here we
the
go.
beta to let you sample many of the different types of gameplay and systems that you'll find in the full game. The beta includes missions built for different players and power levels. And as you build your heroes, you will find that you can take on increasingly ambitious missions.
I really dig all the
Progression
costumes.
is one of the main systems in the full game, and the beta delivers a taste for earning experience and leveling up your Avengers. In the beta, you'll have access to one of 3 starting skill pages for each hero. The others open up when the game launches. As you earn experience, you level up, and each level grants you a skill point. You spend these to unlock skills and shape what each of your Avengers can do. In our first Marvel's Avengers War Table, we talked about heroics and ultimates, and we teased the Hulkbuster. The Hulkbuster is Iron Man's ultimate, and you can use it in the beta. Right off the bat, you'll see it as a powerhouse of, well, power. Hulkbuster comes equipped with rocket-propelled melee attack combos and overpowering dash attacks that can literally sweep enemies off the battlefield. You can access Hulkbuster's rocket-propelled punches, rocket-propelled gauntlet cannon, including an extra powerful repulsor blast and leap and slam attack, and the ability to sustain tons of damage. There are also some alternate deployment methods, but we'll leave that to you to discover in the beta.
Beta.
Look, let's say this
You will also earn
game-breaking
gear as you
suit could
play,
be yours for
and as you level
$10.99.
up, you'll have access to better gear with more powerful perks. And that is just in the beta. In the full game, you have 3 skill pages and extensive gear to dial in your perfect playstyle and build out your Avengers roster to play your way. Speaking of your roster, during our first Marvel's Avengers War Table, we mentioned that playing with your companion AI was a great alternative if you prefer your superhero game solo. But there's a very good reason why we like them so much. These are your heroes playing alongside you on your team that
that's
you've
really cool.
unlocked, and you are leveling.
Oh shit, they are leveling.
So let's say you start the mission as the Hulk. The game then adds your Iron Man, your Black Widow, your Kamala to your party. The heroes in your party are using the skills that you've unlocked and the gear that you've equipped.
Yeah, it is.
But you can then mix and
Everybody,
match to
everybody,
create
hold on
a
for 1
tailor-made
second.
party
Listen to this.
composition that plays the way that you want to play.
Beta.
Did it.
This is a
Did
great
it.
way for a solo player to play as a team in the full game.
I tell you what a wacky country. You know what I mean?
Team composition matters in Marvel's Avengers. Building out a team with pure or hybrid melee and ranged builds allows you to do a lot more with
This
what
is really
you
cool.
have.
This is a really cool idea, bringing in your AI or your characters to AI and how you level them and keeping that going.
This was a quick overview of the beta. It is a big experience with more than 20 combined co-op and single-player missions, and 4 heroes with a small taste of the customizations, outfits and upgrades, and even some secrets you'll have to discover by yourself.
Beta.
From the very start, we planned Marvel's Avengers as an experience that grows with you as you play. The heart and soul of that is each Avenger, and as fans ourselves, we've handpicked some of our and your favorite heroes to join the team after launch. Heroes like this.
Hawkeye. Give me Hawkeye.
Captain Marvel.
20
It's me,
surviving
Ant-Man.
Avengers.
No, it's Hawkeye.
Should we lose the fight ahead of us?
Yeah.
Should everything be lost? Then know this. The key to saving our future lies in the past.
Is he bald?
Yeah, he looks like the Ultimates version.
Guess that explains the shock arrow. And the bow. And the sea of emotions.
That's pretty sick. Like,
Yeah.
here's the
They
thing.
just made Hawkeye look cool.
Video game Hawkeye, way cooler than what you could do in a movie
yeah.
Hawkeye. You know?
We're thrilled to bring him to you. When we started working on Hawkeye, the first thing we did was find the best comics and pull ideas that would fit into our post-Adeoye universe. One of our favorite runs is writer Matt Fraction and artist David Aja's My Life
there a cooler
as a
name than
Weapon.
Matt Fraction?
And we've taken
That's
some
such a cool
exciting
name,
ideas
right?
from it. So much
'Cause it
so
almost sounds
that
like Matt
Hawkeye
Fraction.
has his own in-depth story mission chain, and it is unique from the main campaign because it can be played in co-op or solo, whichever you prefer.
We get the dog.
Hawkeye is your first look at how the expanding world of Marvel's Avengers
we get the
continues
family.
to grow after launch. The Reassemble campaign is the story of Kamala reuniting the Avengers against the current AIM threat. On top of that, you get 6 heroes with the game at launch, each with skills to upgrade, gear, and outfits to earn and unlock. But after that, you enter the ever-present Avengers Initiative. This is where you extend the experience as the Avengers protecting Earth from all threats and incursions. Both the ones coming on day 1, and where new heroes, new missions, new regions are all accessible with your entire team roster, either solo, with AI heroes, or online with other players. August is Marvel's Avengers Beta Month. We are ready and eager to play alongside you throughout August in the lead up to launch on September 4th. As you play, you generate tons of feedback for us to improve the tuning and playability, and we learn more about what else we can do as we grow this game's world to be the superhero fantasy you've dreamed of living. That's why we can't wait for you to get started and play what we've been playing. When you get your hands on the beta yourselves, dive into the story, jump online and play with friends, all starting on August 7th through 9th on PlayStation 4 and PC and Xbox starting August 14th. The beta is meaty, but it's only a small part of the finished game. Enjoy a full-length campaign, more than 80 war zones, more than 50 enemy types, new configurations of harm rooms and challenges updated regularly, and even more later game mission types that we haven't even revealed yet, such as hives and boss lairs. The longer that you play the game, the more it grows and evolves as we add new characters like Hawkeye, add new story content and regions, all at no additional cost. Oh, and one more thing. We're also excited to reveal that we're working with Epic Games and the Fortnite team. So when you finish the Marvel's Avengers beta, you will earn the Hulk Smasher's pickaxe with bonus Hulkbuster style in Fortnite. For more details, visit Fortnite.com.
Greg, you going back in?
I have to do my Aquaman challenge.
Thank you for joining us for
It's
another
Fortnite's
Marvel's
world that we
Avengers
just live in
War
at
Table.
this point.
We'll be back with more news and probably some more surprises before then. Thank you so much.
We're
and
gonna
we'll
get
see
like
you
Fortnite
in the
milk.
beta.
Like,
I'm sure that already exists. There's got to be a fucking milk campaign already. Tim, I'll fucking say it. Get hype. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
that was
dude.
a great presentation.
No,
All
real
I'm gonna
talk.
say is, please God, let this game be fun to play.
Absolutely. Like I want to give this the shout out. This was undeniably the best presentation that we've seen this entire summer.
Yeah.
Like
That was dynamite.
they took
That
a
was
game that every time they've shown, overall we're kind of like on. It's like this is how you fucking show it. You know what this reminds me of, Greg?
What's that?
Reminds me of a proper E3 press presentation where like you go behind closed doors and they explain the game to you and they don't really pull the punches of shit where they're just like it's marketing, but it also kind of just feels like they're trying to tell you what you need to know for what you're about to play.
Exactly.
And especially with the beta being right here, like it being like this sounds like a modern demo. Like they're giving a real substantial chunk of what this game is going to be, all the different modes it's going to offer. It's not just one little bit of it.
Yeah.
Like them going through this of like, yeah, it's the whatever the freaking the battle
drop zones, war
rooms,
zones,
War zone. Oh, the harm
room thing, the war zones, the actual co-op stuff. You get to do the single player stuff. It's like, man,
Dude, those upgrade trees.
The only thing that they didn't say here that would have like been perfect for me is, does your stuff carry over to the next game, or is it just that one?
I think it's just you get the banner. That's what's going to go. At one point I clapped when they talked about when they were like, let's talk about player progression. And I thought that was going to be them talking about continuing what you do here continues over. They did not. So no, this is going to be, which I guess does make sense. Cause like, let's say on that first weekend on August 7th, you get in, you play through the first half of the story, you go do a bunch of shit, and then you take it off for a month, and then you come back. And if that progression had counted, does it break the balancing? Does it skip you through the story? Do you remember what happened in the story? Like,
are you too high of a level for the entry mode? Whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
True, but like, something tells me we'll all be okay if we don't do the Golden Gate Bridge for the 10th time. I feel like we've seen that
you get
so
far
times.
past it though in this beta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't think again about doing it.
I love the idea of all your characters leveling. I think that's
really
exactly what this game needs, especially for somebody like me. And I know a lot of people feel this way, where if your friends can't hop on, you just don't play the game.
Yep.
And there's a lot of different video games that are like that where if I text Greg or something and he can't do it, it's like, I'd rather just not play. But the fact that you are still leveling, the fact that you are still making progress with your Hulk and with your Iron Man and with your Ms. Marvel, I think that's all that's super smart.
I've been jonesing for this, and we've talked about it on many podcasts already, so I won't bore you with it. But like, I don't know if it's gonna be a 7. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I've been like watching this. I'm even more fucking hyped, and for the first time, I think honestly, for the first time, I'm excited for the beta. Usually, betas don't do it for me because it is such a all right. How many times do I want to, as Tim's talking about, play the same content, right? Like I remember playing the DC Universe Online beta for so long that by the time the game got there, I was like, meh. But this seems like it's more of a good sampling platter of what a drop zone is, what a war zone is, what a harm room is, which character, do I want to main? How do you want to do this? Who's going to be my primary? Who'll be my backup? How does the build out leveling stuff go? The fact that they are gatekeeping some of it, right? Of like, you start with one of 3 pages for every hero opened up that you can actually go through and make the progression stuff on. Yeah, I'm in, man. I just hope this game's good.
This is the first presentation for this game where I feel like everything they talked about was actually exciting. Like I feel like for so much of what we've gotten out of Marvel's Avengers, a lot of it felt like medicine. A lot of it felt like, okay, yeah, like you're gonna get this, and yeah, this is what the gameplay looks like. And I know this isn't necessarily what you're expecting from Crystal Dynamics, but stick with us here because we're working on something. This finally feels like them being like, all right, here's all the exciting stuff. Like, here's what skill trees look like. Here's what customization looks like. Here's what the content is. Here's how we're providing like a lot of that content through the harm rooms, through the war zones, through the campaign. Like all this stuff that they showed was very exciting. And yeah, like to what Greg is saying, I'm very excited for the beta. Like I think that's the biggest thing they did here today was sell me on why I should jump in before the game actually comes out, which is really exciting to me.
I'm stoked that Kamala Khan, again, we got to see more of her suit upgrades, because for a while there, I just felt like we were going to get different colored khakis. And like, and I worry that like, man, poor Hulk and Kamala Khan, they're just going to get like different colored jeans, shorts, and maybe a different undershirt or whatever, because we saw so many cool variations with Black Widow and Iron Man. Yeah. But yeah, it's Hulk cool that we get to see some of her suit upgrades. Yeah.
I'm looking back at what I was saying before the show started, because I was like, I'm convinced I saw Ant-Man at some point. E3 2019, Ant-Man was was shown in a trailer.
But he was like in this underground canyon, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Has he not been confirmed as like a playable character? Because we saw that they had like the 6, and then they had the 4 DLC or not DLC, but the 4 add-on character icons. One of them being Hawkeye. And so like the 6 are like the main Avengers plus Kamala, right?
Exactly.
Where does that leave Ant-Man?
So here they're saying it's just teased. It has not been confirmed, but with the way his model looks and with how he was interacting, that he's going to be he's going to have a role. Second, probably. But yeah, man, really wow! I'm extremely excited about this. I've actually never played a beta of a game before. Do we need to like pre-order it to be able to play it, or can you just during the time you can just download it from PSN?
Well, Tim, great question. So the way it works is that, if you pre-order the game, you can play it on the 7th. We are not paid to say this, by the way, but this is what they put up. Pre-order the game, play it on the 7th. If you pre-order on the other platforms, the 14th, and then on the 21st of August, it's open for everybody. And they're running them on the weekends. Well,
That's fair, I guess.
That's not good enough for you. Well, you're pressed, Tim. You're going to get a code on the first weekend. Calm down.
Yeah, still. It's not about that.
But
I mean, whatever. They're giving it to people, so that's totally fine. I'm just earlier you said this, Greg. You're like, this shows confidence, and it definitely does, and that's interesting to me. And like, I don't want to come off negative here because like I really think that they totally knocked this out of the park, but I am very interested of what that confidence means. Is that confidence in this game's fucking awesome and you guys just need to play it to understand it and you're going to love it and that's why we're giving you so much? Or is it confidence of like, this is what we have. So if people aren't going to like it, they're not going to like it. Let's get the people that are in and move on.
I think it's a little bit of column A and column B, right? Like, I think for me watching this presentation, I still looked at the gameplay as like, oh, this doesn't look as clean and as like graphically, amazing and as what I necessarily look for in this type of action game. That said, right, this isn't necessarily trying to be Spider-Man. This isn't trying to be God of War. This isn't even trying to be Tomb Raider, right? Like what this is trying to be is something that is more akin to an Anthem or a Destiny or whatever kind of games as a service-y co-op-y game that you can think of. Ultimate Alliance probably even being the best comparison point. And I think with what they have and what they know this game is going to be, right? Like I feel like what the stuff that they showed us lines up with what we'd want from that type of game, right? Like it was very content focused. It was very progression focused. It was very much focused on what your journey with this game is going to be, as opposed to, hey, when you punch the enemies, it's going to feel good. Like they didn't really give us much of that.
It was lots to do, lots to unlock. It was, here's the different kinds of missions. I thought it was really cool for them to lay out and explain, right? Like some of, our missions go from 15 minutes to 2 hours. Drop zones are this focused, go in there. It's a single encounter, perfect for leveling, perfect for getting a piece of gear. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. That makes sense. And, similar to what Andy's talking about of like, how, if you don't have somebody to play with, right, but you want to play that game, maybe, the AI isn't that great. Maybe you do want to drag your stuff. Maybe you just want to get in a little bit before you go to bed, right? Hop in, do that. It kind of sounds like when I think of dailies in an MMO, when I think of like what you're actually getting in and what it's encouraging you to do over and over again.
Something I was really impressed with this presentation was every time that they would show something, immediately in my head, I was like, okay, this is cool, but what about this? And then they'd show that thing immediately. So it was just like, oh, okay, cool. That we get to play the Golden Gate Bridge thing. That's fine. But what about like the actual meat of the gameplay? And then it was like, oh, the harm rooms. It's like, okay, cool. We get to play with our friends, but we're kind of just in these like little tutorial rooms. What about actual co-op missions? Oh, we actually get to do Warzone. That's cool. And it just like kept going that way. Like I'm so impressed with this. I can't believe it.
Really well done.
Very cool shit. Well, anyway, stay tuned here. YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames, Twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. I'm sure that our impressions of Avengers will come sooner than later once we get our hands on this beta. Let us know what you think in the comments below, what you're excited for, and who you expect the final two of the next level DLC characters, whatever, coming out after what we assume to be Ant-Man and Hawkeye. Because that's exciting stuff.
I'm gonna be a Hawkeye main, guys. I'm saying
he looks great.
You gotta wait for him to. You gotta wait. He's not gonna be.
Blessing, I called it.
Oh man!
For launch, I'm calling Captain America. I'm calling Captain America.
Legolas.
Wait, hold on. Before we go, who are you gonna be? Who are you maining at launch, Andy? Because we need to get this settled. Or do you want to play everybody first?
How about that? I'm Iron Man.
Okay, Blessing.
I can take whoever's left. I like them all. So.
All right, I'm Cap.
Yeah.
Tim.
But sorry, is Cap in the beta?
He's not in the beta.
No, I'm not talking about the beta. I'm talking about the game. I'm talking about who we maining at launch.
Cap's dead.
Why are you're saying? Well, yeah, I'm sure
they have Cap's logo in the thing.
Fucking they made Cap. I'm sure Cap doesn't re-unlock, or we don't go back in time at some point in this fucking game to save Cap.
Iron Man seems most interesting, but I'll play whoever.
Okay,
I'll go Black Widow.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So we got an open Thor spot.
Or actually Kamala Khan. I like Kamala Khan. I want to go Kamala.
Yeah, you want to be Thor there, Kev?
Yeah,
you want to be main Thor? All right, that's it. We got a team, guys, and an alternate, which I appreciate.
It's really exciting.
All right. How about that?
Games Daily.
Also, Hawkeye